Leader Associates Impact is a talking series with leaders who have plans. And today we are very fortunate to discuss with Mr. Mohammad, Abdelqader, Ramahi. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being with you.
Perhaps you can briefly introduce yourself, your role with Masdar.
Well, I'm Mohammad Abdelqader Ramahi. Since I joined Masdar back in 2011, I took the role of managing the assets of Masdar, which when I joined were very limited assets, something around 110 megawatt only in the UAE. And the journey about me transferring from the conventional sector where I used to work to Masdar is a very exciting journey, because as an engineer who got involved in the energy transition and the sector privatization of both the water, electricity, utility services, I thought the renewable energy concept was very intriguing. You know, the future, new generations, something that would help us conserve the environment and protect it for the generations to come, and at the same time create a macroeconomic sector that help us diversify the economy, transfer it to a knowledge base, a strong economy. Masdar was created by the leadership to create the clean and renewable energy sector here in Abu Dhabi. The excitement of joining this innovative technology with the great ambitions of Abu Dhabi to always be amongst the pioneers, the leaders, the first movers, was a journey that I never regretted. I'm super excited to be party of that journey, joined by the founding CEO of Masdar, His Excellency Dr. Sultan Ahmed Al-Jaber, who really brought the talent and the right recipe from all perspectives, including human resources, to build a legacy. And now Masdar, 10 years after I joined it, and I joined Masdar in August 1st, 2011. This coming August, it's going to mark my 12th year in Masdar. Exciting years. I never regretted a day of that year. Is a platform, an international global platform that I feel proud to be associated with. From 110 megawatts when I joined Masdar to 30 gigawatt between committed investments and operating pipeline. We are now available in more than 40 countries, 6 continents. We are helping many international communities build their economy and focus on their clean and renewable energy. We are helping offset numbers, huge numbers, like 6 million cars equivalent from the road, 5.25 million tons of CO2 a year, a total gross investment of around $20 billion. And what keeps us even on our toes in Masdar, keeps us super exciting, is our visionary leadership. We are blessed with a visionary leadership. Our leadership is always promoting us and pushing us to even explore further boundaries and go over and beyond our original ambitions. So originally, if you look at our business plan only 2 years ago, we would have told you that Masdar is looking to achieve a targeted capacity of, let's say, in the ballpark of 23, 24 gigawatt by the end 2030. When the leadership decided that it's time now to supercharge Masdar. So rather than Masdar, that is wholly owned by Mubadala Investment Company, who was always our platform and the entity within Abu Dhabi who gave us the wings to fly and became who we are today, will be joined with Abu Dhabi National Oil Company ADNOC and Abu Dhabi National Energy Company Taqa to bring Masdar even on higher altitudes, to reshape Masdar to become a powerhouse, call it if you will. And now our ambitions are no longer 23 gigawatts, it's 100 gigawatt by the year 2030, 200 gigawatt in the year 2032 and beyond. Our geographies are expanding, we are exploring other geographies, other places like Central, Eastern and Northern Africa. We are also pushing boundaries towards the extreme west with US and Canada and extreme east with Australia. We are even looking at new technologies that we haven't explored before, like geothermal. We want to play a role in hydro. We are pushing the boundaries of innovations of technologies, and we're proud to be one of the key engines, the facilitators that commercialize technology. So not only looking at R&D, research and development, but looking at R&DT, research and development transformation. So we are proud to be amongst the players in the region, in the sector, that help take these latest and greatest of innovations of technologies from the womb of pilots, demonstrations, into large-scale commercial applications. We were the very first, for example, to commercialize bifacial technology, where the new photovoltaic cells do not only capture irradiation from the front face, but from both faces. That increase the yield and help us even push the levelized cost of electricity produced from solar PV even further and further to lower extremes. We have the record-breaking tariffs and levelized cost of electricity globally. The latest was Al Dafra at $1.35 per kilowatt hour, the largest in single-site solar PV in the world with 2,000 megawatt capacity. We were the first one to deploy at commercial scale, with the help of our partners Equinor in Scotland, the offshore wind floating technology, where the wind mast is no longer built directly on the seabed, but it's on a floating base that is anchored by strings, where you can pull that turbine to the shore, maintain it, and then put it back to its locations. The list is large. The proud things about Masdar are, in my book, unlimited. And I think the beauty about it is that's not the end of it. We will continue exploring new frontiers of technologies. We will continue exploring new geographies, and we will always thrive to be amongst the top tier renewable and clean energy players globally, and be amongst the leaders, the first movers, the pioneers who have already set the pace for others to follow. We've created the path. We were the very first in the region around 2 decades ago when we were established. So what you see of other players now, it's something that Masdar has already done before. And to add on top of that, we want to champion, or we are now structured to represent Abu Dhabi Inc. to champion the green hydrogen sector. And when we talk about green hydrogen, we speak about the fuel of the future. We speak about one of the key players that will help us decarbonize large industries and hard-to-abate sectors. We believe that Abu Dhabi, once again, as one of the world-renowned leaders in the energy sectors, one of the most important players in the clean and renewable energy, one of the most influencers in sustainability, will now play a very important role in the fifth wave of the energy transition. Fifth waves, yes, Abu Dhabi were the pioneers in the first wave of oil and gas back in the 60s. Then the pioneers of the second wave of LNG, 80s and beyond. Then we were the pioneers in the renewable and clean energy, Masdar, early 2000. Then the pioneers of the nuclear through ENIC. A couple of years after, the fifth wave is the green hydrogen. We want also, through Masdar, under the green hydrogen vertical, with the Masdar logo, with Masdar footprint, legacy, network, capacity, all the abilities that we have acquired, the knowledge, the know-how through the years, once again carve our way as one of the leaders in the fifth wave, and to reposition Abu Dhabi once again as at the center stage of the energy transition sector, and as a global hub for the production and export of green hydrogen.
Thank you. One last question to wrap up today's interview is your advice for the young professionals who are just getting started into the green hydrogen business. What might be your comments or suggestions?
My insight spins out of the insight of our leadership. that insight is the newer generation are the future of this nation and any other nations. They are the hub that takes the innovations of technologies into the new frontiers of implementation and application. And we know that human capital is the most valuable asset of any organization, of any technology, of any industry. Just before this interview, I spent 1 hour in an interview, one-to-one interview with one of our young talented UAE national talent. And I was convincing her, because we believe also in UAE in equality, women empowerment, to shift to the green hydrogen. I know she is very excited about sustainability, and she's being, exploring as a young, talented chemical engineer, graduate of one of our talented, reputed universities here in UAE, to shift to green hydrogen, because I believe that green hydrogen is the future. And I believe, similar to the UAE national talent we built throughout the past 2 decades in Masdar, in the spectrum of renewable energy. One of which I feel proud of is one of my colleagues who I used to work with closely when I used to work in the water electricity sector, the conventional sector, before I diverted into the renewables and started working in the other side of the fence. This particular individual, I've contributed with the management and the team in Masdar to nourish, to train, and to also second to become party of our large offshore wind developments in the UK. So this particular engineer was party of the engineering, procurement and construction, was party of the commissioning, was party of the entire development of that asset until it became operational, and was party of the operation and maintenance services provided by the partner, who is a world-renowned player in the spectrum. Now this individual became a subject matter expert. Once his secondment expired, the partner requested to keep that particular UAE national in the operational team, and the international company started paying his salary. So rather than importers of technology, we became as exporters. A new generation became leaders, pioneers in that technology. So with this example being said, and by the way, this particular individual is now proudly one of our senior team members at director level, and he's leading our initiatives on the offshore spectrum globally. We want to do the same with young UAE national talent. We want to bring them to the green hydrogen. We need to build their capacity, because we know when we talk about knowledge-based economy, that's the vision of our leaders. As proud UAE nationals, the pivot, the pillars of this knowledge are the human resources, our young talent who embrace the technology, who became subject matter experts, and who interactively become party of the entire value chain, from inception, origination, business development, engineering, project execution, all the way to operations.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being a mentor to so many young generations, and we look forward to more talents coming from Masdar to contribute to the world economy.
Thank you.